All right, I'm back. Welcome to another Real Estate Lunchbox. I am your host, Leon Duncan. Yes, real estate broker, investor, hailing out of Atlanta. That person just like you. Yeah. All right, man, I'm starting this show is roughly about 11. Look at this, about 12:30 right about now. I am not going to take this drawn out today. It's not going to be a drawn out show. It's not going to be drawn. Even though I like to talk a lot, it's not going to be a drawn out talk a lot show. That's a lie. I probably may talk a lot. At least I can admit when it's a lie. At least I can say truly that it's a lie. Yeah, that I will be talking today and I'll probably be ranting because the reality of it is y'all need a good rant every now and then because I make it too comfortable. I make it too comfortable. Shout out to my people over there, 18th Airborne Corps, bro. Y'all over there on the water shooting, doing what you got to do to protect this country. I just want to give a shout out to my people over there. Man, still a good brotherhood. I still love the military and will never forgive it. Give it up, man. So check this out, dude. I guess I just had one of those mornings. I don't know if it's just me. One of those mornings I just had. I don't know. I'm in that place right now where I'm kind of just. I looked at a bunch of things and I'm just pissed. I guess I'm upset. But I'm gonna start with my sniping. I'm gonna start first over here. Now we all know when we do YouTube and we've got a YouTube channel, my channel, Real Estate Lunchbox. Some people log on and say, "Oh, it's supposed to be about real estate. You're talking about dating. I heard you talk about Floyd Mayweather." Bro, I had to pull this comment because this is probably, I think this is one of two comments. One was on this Floyd Mayweather video, and I'm gonna start off with this one. And the other one was on another video I did about dating in Chicago. So, I scratched my head because the question is, Leon, why would you do a video about dating in Chicago? Why would you do something about Floyd Mayweather? I'm going to tell you two things that I noticed with this real estate algorithm or even in YouTube. First of all, let me tell you, most of these real estate channels are boring shit. They're just boring. I like watching Pace Morby, but honestly, 20 years in, he's not doing nothing that I've never heard before, seen before, been a part of, or even actually done. So it's like Nas. He said, "Who said this? I'm only going to tell you stuff that I saw, did, or heard about. Was taught firsthand, never word of mouth. Okay, never word of mouth. This is not, hey, I did, and then I tell you, oh, you can do blah blah blah. No. The reason why I tackle some of these topics like the Floyd Mayweather, which scam video, which is really a scam about Floyd Mayweather posing as an investor, because I know in this culture that I stay in, this culture that I live in this Atlanta culture specifically, you got a lot of people running around beefing people's heads up, making them feel, oh yeah, and it's because they want themselves to look bigger and better than what they are. Floyd Mayweather's broke, motherfuckers. I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't care if he's sitting down there with a pile of money. He's not the Mayweather that used to be. He got to fight 3 fights this year in order to make his bread, to pay off the shit that he owes. That's one reason why I did the Floyd way. Because I hate in this real estate space when people come in and they pretend to be some shit that they not. Or they do stupid stuff. They think by giving money to somebody automatically makes them a mogul in the space of real estate. When some of us done invested money, lost a lot of money, made money, and came back to tell y'all that the shit's real. But honestly, if my mind wasn't right, I had to work to get my mind right in some deals. And some deals I never fucking got my mind right. And those deals didn't work out the way they were supposed to. Some deals I should have fucking walked away. But for some reason on YouTube, some of y'all mofos think that the shit that some of these people talk about is fucking real.
Oh no!
No, they not. I'm sitting down here in the middle of the fucking day telling you what I know about real estate. I could be doing something else. Matter of fact, I already got messages of some stuff I need to do. I'm doing it because I enjoy talking. Yes, I do enjoy talking. You know, you see that thing on my chest? I enjoy a nice little fight every now and then. I enjoy it. So let me take it from the top. I enjoy your content. Thanks for trying to beef my head up. But don't go acting like, let me make this, let me enlarge this. But don't go acting like a cast member of The View, talking gossip about irrelevant BS within the culture. What's up with the investment coming to Atlanta? And can we viewers get in on the cash flowing coming to the World Cup this year or the Super Bowl in 2028? This means tax brackets. This means tax bracket is beyond all of our This means this man's tax bracket is beyond all of our evaluation. Now, you know, I let this comment sit for a second, and after I let it sit for a second, and I responded back to him, sorry, you felt that way. Let's talk about it. And I even sat back and I chilled from the talking about it portion. Like I didn't talk about it for a little bit. Because what you don't understand is the culture has an issue. The culture's got a big issue. The culture thinks that what people are doing and they're lying, saying that they're doing is true. And it puts pressure on people to think that they got to level up to some of the things that these people are doing. And half of the stuff they doing is deceptive any fucking way. Now, when I start this, some people didn't jump on. I'm going to do my best not to cuss out or to spaz out. But the reality of it is this is one of probably 5 or 6 comments on that video when it rolled out. And I had a mentor tell me, you pay attention to the wrong ones. Pay attention to the right ones, the good comments, and let these ones go. But one thing I did realize is that this Joker doesn't have any image, nor does he have anything loaded. And YouTube is a community of creators. I've seen more creators join my videos than I've seen that have way bigger numbers than mine. Join my videos to watch a video, subscribe to my channel, which I'm like, dude, you're doing 45,000, 50,000, 100,000. Thank you for taking the time to drop by. But when you get clowns that don't have anything going on for themselves, and I truly believe is a bot. Now I'm going to tell you why I think it's a bot. I believe it's a bot because when I researched Floyd Mayweather, going broke, Dubai, real estate investments, all I got was a bunch of generic stuff. Somebody's out there controlling the algorithm with Floyd. And look, I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it's the truth. I believe it. After I looked at it and researched it. Normally, you have people that react to certain things having to do with Mayweather. You have people that react to certain things having to do with certain circumstances. And you can see their clear, authentic reaction. And then you can see the people chime in and talk about it. Floyd Mayweather is the culture. This channel is about real estate and culture, where culture meets real estate. When I talk about Rihanna and I talk about her house getting shot up, it's a house. She's part of the culture. You guys look at this, and for whatever reason, some people believe that, oh, you're just supposed to talk about, let's talk about the tax bracket. Let's go to another channel and let them talk to you about that. That's not for me to discuss. I'm going to talk and touch about that, but I do understand this one thing, that the culture has a misconception of real estate, what it truly is. And I went through the same thing too. I was more concerned with trying to get 50, 60, all these different properties because somewhere down the line, people told you, oh, you got to have a whole bunch of how many doors you have. That's the conversation we have when we go to investor meetings. How many doors you got? How many doors you got? When we wholesaling, fix and flip, it doesn't matter. The conversation, when somebody calls me and makes a request too, the conversation is how many doors you have. But the culture this industry has done a piss poor job in teaching the culture about real estate, what it truly is. Not what they want it to be, not this warm and fuzzy feeling. Oh, well, well, I love this. I want to buy more real estate. I want to build generational wealth. Get some cash flow first. Get some earned fucking income first. Because when you get these properties, and I've been telling people this for years, when you get these properties and a tenant doesn't pay their rent, you go broke fast unless you got a massive reserve or access to credit cards or loans that can actually carry you along the way. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about yeah. So when I talk about dating on this channel, when I talk about scams on this channel, when I talk about how it is to live in a certain place in this channel, I am addressing the mindset of the culture because I've seen so many people get out here and they buy a house with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I'm like, bro, why the hell you buying a house with somebody that can leave you in about a minute? They can just get up like that and leave you and you stuck with the bill, or they never put their name on a loan, but just their name on the title. But the misconception is, oh, I want to build generational wealth, get some earned income, get some assets that aren't real estate assets that pay you every month from something you created within yourself. Yeah, do that. Go do it. Focus on that shit before you talk about you want to get real estate. Learn the game, understand the game. I'm always an advocate for wholesaling. At least you'll learn the terms in the game. But don't you come to me talking about tax brackets for Florida, for the NFL and all this other BS coming into the city. And when you make a comment on my page and you don't have a picture, nor do you have a following, nor do you have any posts or uploads, I'm going to call your behind out. Because to me, you're a bot. Because you don't understand, a lot of these guys out here are using bots to beef up their run rate, their watch time, and YouTube's cracking down on it left and right. They starting to crack down on it. Some of your favorite promoters, your content creators, not all of them, just a few of them. I listen to the conversations. I consume more content than the normal person does. I just do. Because the only way to see fact from fake is to hear both sides of the story, listen to the content, and observe and say, listen, is that shit real or is it fake? So when I talk to you and I run a reaction video about, which I'm going to do this because I'm going to piss somebody off, and I'm going to just do it because I know I need to do this, about the freak stuff going on in Atlanta, I'm doing it because people move to this city with the false expectation and thought that coming to Atlanta, something miraculous is gonna happen. I don't know. I mean, shoot, I be wondering, can they just pass the blunt, please? Like, y'all high on something? But when that happens, always checking for the FedEx guy, right? Amazon guy. But when that happens, I'm gonna make that content because I've seen plenty of married men that I've helped buy houses with their wife, buy a house in Atlanta, and the next thing you know, the wife is moving back to Florida. One particular one was very interesting, to Florida, because he felt like he could come up here and be a pimp. This is not just about real estate. I keep telling people, real estate is holistic. When we talk, these people like to talk to you about building wealth and money, but they don't talk to you about getting your freaking mind right. They don't talk to you about the mental hoops you have to jump through in order to become a sound investor. Because I've seen people be great investors, and because they decide they figured out they needed to bang everything that was walking into the seminar. Surprise, surprise. They did some great investing, but that divorce took everything away. That divorce split their pot, their portfolio. That divorce made their life a living hell, and now they can't even concentrate on building real estate wealth. Real estate is a place where you park your money, just like gold, silver, just like Bitcoin. And the geniuses out here have you guys believe that real estate is the fastest way to make wealth. Real estate is not the fastest way to make wealth. Real estate is probably one of the most secure places to park your money to hedge against inflation. Hedge against inflation. Why do you think, and we're going to talk more about it, that this war taking place in Iran is causing the interest rates to go up? When those rates go up, homes and values of homes and assets appreciate. Why do they appreciate? Because it's harder to get through the door to get it. It's harder. You're going to have to pay more. Think of the interest rate as a pay more tax to get that and to own that. Why do y'all have to? Well, why? Part of me believes 50% that this is a bot. Trying to really take me off the conversation about Floyd Mayweather. Because there's no real conversation out there. And money been running around here for years, making some of you guys feel insecure, inferior about not having the wealth or the status that he has. Or you may say, yeah, I don't feel insecure, I don't feel inferior, but you make decisions subconsciously because the money team is out there showing you shit. And now the money team is keeping his image of wealth going because he's making these stupid behind decisions. And I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do it on a live. I'm going to repurpose it, put it on a replay content, and I'm going to keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. Because if I don't wake people up, y'all going to think that this space in real estate is a get rich quick thing, make money thing. This thing will strip you down to the lowest compound because you don't understand some basic shit. You don't understand that this is like the stock market. Niggas gonna lose sometimes and they gonna win. But when you start learning how to play it, blah, 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 you start winning. And God help you that your mind is in the right place. God help you that you got your internal family situation situated. God help you that these things are in place. Because I've seen so many great men make a bunch of fucking money and lose that thing so fast. They lose it so fast because they miscalculate the value that they miscalculate themselves. The arrogance of it gets to them. And do you know that this is the most treacherous, arrogant space that you can be in? Do you know? It is. It's treacherously arrogant. There are no friends, no matter what these investment groups tell you and all this shit. There's no friends in real estate. Nobody gonna come bail you out when your back is against the wall and you can't make this work. And you go facing foreclosure, and you gotta figure out how you gonna do with this, or your tenant done skipped out on you, and they ain't do. There's so many nuances, issues in this space. The wrong mindset brings a lot of people in this. I've seen people jump into real estate and they got in because they were. I was in this shit when niggas was getting checks for $25K, for $25,000. When they buy a house, they get a $25,000 check from the buyer. From the seller, literally paying you to take this shit off my hands. Yeah. Every city is different. But I'm a damn well tell you that your mind needs to be right. That's why when real estate meets culture, it's the lunchbox. That's why. That's why I don't just talk about numbers and digits and all those things all day, because I know that as a man thinketh, therefore he is. And I know that God is still working on my thinking, still working on my approach. God knows I've been trying to stop cussing and put some of the stuff out there, and that's just leaves on a tree. Really, honest, it's just leaves on a tree. Because I just get so worked up sometimes. I like talking. I've been talking and speaking to people. I just get to do this in a larger scale. See, I'm giving you the conversation that people normally, that I give to my buyers or my investors who do $1 million with me, who do a couple $100,000 with me. I've had people rob from me, steal from me, lost money, bad deals. They won't tell you about none of that. It needs to look nice and pretty on paper so you can believe that there's hope. I'm telling you, there's hope, but there's not hope in me. There's not hope in the system. Nothing. Real estate will not free you. The reality of it is only God will free you. Only God can put you into the place where you're divinely orchestrated or divinely positioned to walk into. Forget what these jokers say. You may be obsessed with real estate, find out you get in and you do your first deal. Oh, I don't like this. You do your first flip, you lose your shirt. And I've seen great men quit, run away with their tails tucked.
Oh no.
I've seen it. Vowing never to play with real estate again. I'm never going to do that again. Not knowing that you're going to get hit. You might score hard the first time. And I've seen people come in and score hard, 50,000, 100,000, first leg, flip. You ask those people to do it in a treacherous situation where we're in an economy right now where the values of properties are dropping and you're running to keep up with them. Yeah, running to keep. That's why sellers are slashing prices. They're rushing to the bottom. Some of them just say, I'm done. I'm not going to play this game. I'm better off sitting. If you make a comment on my video, you damn well better have a picture, image. You better have some uploads. You better have some subscribers. You better have some legit shit going on. I'm going to drag bots. And if you really got some legit shit going on, I'm cool. I am always down for a fight. I'm always down for it. Look, I'm always down for it. I'm worse. I'm the worst when it comes to that shit. I'm the worst. I ain't getting out there in the street fight with you. I can if we need to. But honestly, why would we do this? Why would we even go that far? Damn, it's YouTube. It's YouTube. But y'all follow the clowns. That's my first hit. Man down. This is for my second hit. I'm going to talk about the culture. I'm going to talk about the attitudes of the people because these are my people that don't get a chance to walk into generational wealth because they can't get past themselves. They can't get past the bad habits which force them to actually miss real estate deals, miss great opportunities, miss because they don't have the soft skills and they think they got to go get a degree and do all this stuff to do it. No, you don't. Even when the world is in chaos right now, I still can turn around and notice that people will call and say, any deals out there? That means there's still money floating around. Somebody's still spending something. And I feel for it. I feel because the lie and the misconception, because when you mirror other people, the wrong people, you're going to do the wrong shit. And you only know to do what you know to do. 47 years in, 47 age, 20 years in real estate, 20 years married. You think I ain't got shit to tell? I got a lot of shit to talk about. I ain't no young ass YouTube creator. I ain't no kid. And I work my ass off. So I'll do a live stream every day and I'll do 2 in the evening on my other channel and I will continue posting. And there's a bunch of great people out there leaving me great comments, feedback. I love you guys. I applaud you guys. Thank you so much. I love when you guys get out there and tell me some really great impact, some impactful stuff. But y'all think that this is a game a lot of times. Some of them think this is a game. Not everybody. Some of y'all know, the ones y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all think that this is some type of I don't know. Maybe you're searching for some get rich quick skit thing. I don't know. This is my hangout. I curate this because I think of the chat as what, another third person in the hangout. I won't do it, but I did it already. I'm gonna drop that. All right. I think I got that off my chest. I think I said everything I got to say. You keep chasing money, but honestly, real talk, you need to chase mindset. Real estate lunchbox is not just about real estate. It's not just about culture. It's about the mindset of all of that in so many different ways. Because as a man thinketh, that's how he is. And I'm going to call out and talk about how you guys go to certain cities in order to find people, in order to date people, and in order to have all these crazy ass relationships, and you leaving a bag on the table. Or, this is the worst one, you think that You can still do all of that and get the bag. You cannot be a dude that's chasing box and then also chasing the bag. You can't do that in real estate. Somebody don't tell you that. If you're talking, if you want to do one deal here 3 or 4 or 5 months later, one deal over here, and you wonder why this shit doesn't work and doesn't stick. It doesn't stick because your mind is not right. You ain't never get your mind right. You never challenge yourself to get your mind right. You never dropped to your knees and said, Lord, help me get my mind right. Like, get my mind right. 27 minutes in. Let's go.
People who are hoping to buy a home may be set back by the climbing mortgage rates. 30-year fixed mortgage increased to 6.11% for the week that just ended on Friday. That's according to Freddie Mac. For context, the rate was just under 6% 2 weeks ago. That was something that had not happened since 2022. With me now, Joel Berner, senior economist at Realtor.com. Joel, good morning to you. The inflationary pressure that's created by this war is unique. Typically, as I understand it, in geopolitical crises, these rates come down. People move toward purchasing homes as a safe investment. What should we expect to see in the near term?
You're exactly right, Victor. What we would expect to see normally is the safe haven effect, where volatility in the stock market leads people to invest in bonds instead, and those interest rates come down. But what's happening here is that the inflationary expectations are a stronger effect on the interest rate market than that safe haven effect. We expect that this war is going to increase prices in the future, and as prices in the future make money less valuable in the future, money today, like money for buying a home, becomes more.
Okay, freeze them right there. Prices in the future make money less valuable in the future. That's bullshit right there. It is. It's BS. The prices, the only way the money is going to become less valuable if you devalue the money. War doesn't devalue money. If anything, it pushes more money into the system when they build bombs, when Boeing builds planes, when they do all these different things. That's why they call them warmongers. They call them warmongers because they push war as a way to grow industry and to expand reach, in addition to that, build wealth. That's what it is. That's why I know it is a BS conversation he's talking about. But there is some truth. I'm going to tell you. Let me back this up. There is some truth to that. One of the biggest truths is that you get people like Robert Kiyosaki, huge real estate portfolio, gold, silver, Bitcoin. People laugh at him. Yes, he is a fear-based guy a lot of times, but he stumbled onto some great things, which I've embraced over the years. Hard assets hold wealth during times where it's turmoil. See, we've lived in so many good times. People don't never think bad times are coming. Now, bad times get here, or challenging times get here, and people, they scream. They jumping off of buildings. What do? You never took the time to build an additional stream of wealth. You never took the time to work outside of the time frame of your 9 to 5. You think that real estate is the answer for you working? If honestly, nah. What you need to do is invest first in your ability, your first learning tool, which is your brain. That's why I've always been a fan of wholesaling. I feel like wholesaling is not the easiest way, is work. Don't get that shit twisted. It is work, but it's always been the low-hanging fruit to starting to build wealth, or to build, I would say build wealth, because that's not true. It's not even wealth you're building. It's really just creating extra cash flow to come in your home so you're not depending on that job not firing you. Like, they just laid off 135 water workers in Alabama in one of the municipalities. How the heck you just come in, 135 people laid off working for the water company. It's not like water's not going out of style and people aren't using water. Like, damn. And it's not like the community isn't growing and people aren't turning on water in brand new homes, brand new construction. They laid 135 out and then cut off 79 positions that came to a total, I think, 200 and something, 17 or something like that. Yeah, this is the lie. This is the lie. See, these rates are going to go up. They're going to rise up. And the rich don't get richer simply because they say, hey, I want to be richer. They get richer because they put and park their pennies, dollars, nickels, cents. And I'm breaking it down like that so you can get the idea, like what that means. Listen, dude, I used to buy 1 ounce of silver a week. One here, $25. It's $60 fucking right now. Yeah. Because real estate is nothing more than an example of hard assets. And yeah, you can get cash flow from real estate, but I gotta tell you, the work that goes into maintaining those doors and dealing with renters, I applaud my dudes that do it. I'm like, yo, I prefer raw ass land. I prefer storage facilities, shit like that. Because all you got to do is park it, let it sit. Raw land, oh my God. You know what I like even more? The freaking money that people borrow to actually, and I've done that too for a couple of years. I loan money that people borrow to buy these assets. And I hope they pay back because that's with interest. But if they don't, shit, we done came after and got the house a couple times. Facts. The culture's mind is just messed up and you're in the wrong. You're not at being African American in this society. We get fed so many different narratives that say, oh, this is how you get money. Oh, this is how you get wealth. And next thing you know, jokers are jumping over here. They jumping over there. They jumping over there. They jumping over there. Oh, how many times I've seen them come and go in 20 years in real estate? So much.
Expensive, and so mortgage rates go up, and we would have had a really great spring buying season with mortgage rates dipping below 6% for the first time in a couple years, but now we've seen all of those gains go to waste, and we're in a situation where buying a home now is still advantageous compared to last year, but not in the same way we were hoping for a really strong spring buying season in 2026.
We've got the numbers up in Control Room. Keep them up because that interest rate, 6.7% this time a year ago. As I said a moment ago, 6.11% now with the week that just ended yesterday. What do you say to people who have been sitting on the sidelines because of tariffs, because of inflation and jobs numbers when they look ahead to the spring buying season?
Yeah, we still think it's a good time to buy. We say that there are all the signs pointing in the right direction for buyers. Inventory is prices are coming down. Mortgage rates, though going up in the short term, are still better than they were last year. So overall affordability in 2026 looks better than it did in 2025 and 2024. And the last 2 years had some of the lowest numbers of existing home sales we've seen since the mid-90s. And so we're really expecting a rebound in 2026. And now may be the time for those on the sidelines to really look for a home that meets their needs, because inventory is starting to expand as people decide to move in advance of the summer moving season. So there'll be more options, and before mortgage rates go up any further, this could be a really good time to get off the sidelines. So
there was this decision from a judge yesterday to toss the Justice Department subpoenas for a federal grand jury for Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair. The president has consistently pressured Powell to lower interest rates. I wonder, is the real estate market expecting changes, pricing in changes, or forecasting what will happen once this Fed chair's term is up in a couple of months?
So before he even gets into that, you got to remember real estate is local. Real estate is local. I can only talk to you about what's happening in Seattle's market, downtown Chicago, the vacancies that's taking place with commercial properties, and tell you and show you how that's affecting the overall budget of the city and creating net deficits. This is a big boy conversation. This is not the conversation that some of these people like to have. Y'all want to talk about just building wealth, but you don't understand the holistic view of this. The people you put into power determine if you actually get that bag or not. You elect some of these people, they determine if you get the bag or not, man. Your favorite politician, all of y'all loving Jasmine Crockett. I know some people, they love all the Obama, all of this stuff, and I don't got nothing against none of your politicians. Nothing. But I will say this, please stop electing them based on their color. Stop electing them based on this power to the people shit. and elect people that will actually help you build generational wealth. People that will actually secure and take care of the bag that you pay the county, the city, the state, the federal government, that will take care of that bag and look at that income coming in and say, these are for my constituents, whether they're on a red or whether on a blue. These are for my constituents. They want to knock Trump about coming after Powell. They want to knock Trump about all this shit. Listen, Trump has his issues also, but it's not Trump's responsibility to take care of my house. That's not Trump's responsibility. It's not Trump's responsibility to make stuff work for me. It's not. Trump gonna go after Powell. And this war is gonna drive up some values. And when we've been talking about buying silver, buying gold, buying Bitcoin, real estate is just not real estate. You can also use money that you make wholesaling, or you can become a private money lender where you're just the middle person that connects everybody to everybody else. These things are massive ways to get into the space of real estate and to make money, even when your job quits and tells you to go. Even if you're working 40 hours out the week, you can still set up an email, get alerts for property deals that are out there, and find buyers out there to match them with. You don't need a license. You don't need none of that shit to do it. The only person that holds people back in this business is the people themselves. It's the mental loop that they're in. Dude, I've been in these mental loops. I've questioned myself on stuff. I had to look back and say, okay, how do I do this? Do I really want to do it? Do I want to do it this way? And just keep playing with it when I should have just been going. There is that real estate is more mindset. So that's why, as a black man talking to other black people in the culture, I'm going to tell you, half the shit you see is fake. Half the shit you see is meant to impress you. And you still won't believe. You still won't. You won't believe until you find yourself with all these damn loans and like the rental market right now, depending on where you're at, is going ham, meaning people aren't paying their rent because they've lost their job, whether they're TSA or people, and TSA just let 300 people just quit. Okay.
If you're wondering how the conflict in Iran is affecting the housing market, here's your 60-second crash course. So inflation was holding steady last month at 2.4%, but then something happened to the oil prices. So this is oil prices for the past week, and you can see very quickly after this all started, it shot up to almost $120 a barrel. We dropped down here a little bit when they were talking about pulling oil from the oil reserves and maybe the war being over soon. But then yesterday, some oil ships were attacked and destroyed, and that's causing some more uncertainty. And what this has to do with inflation is that oil's used in almost everything. And when oil prices go up, anything that oil's used in or used for is going to go up too. So this is the U.S. 10-year bond yield, and there's two heavy hitters that really affect this thing. That's jobless claims and inflation. Notice the similar shape to the oil graph. And you know what housing market element directly follows the U.S. 10-year bond yield? You guessed it, mortgage rates. And you can see after that last big uptick we had, the rates went up 15 basis points. It is worth noting, though, that even though they got worse the past couple days, we're still almost a whole percentage lower than we were last year. But it does.
Not just a whole percentage lower. We're way better than what it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where some people were still in grade school, okay, or high school. We're in a different place. And if you keep spazzing, if you're looking for a property and you listen to this and you like, okay, what's going on with the rates if you keep spazzing about the interest rate, you will never buy a house. If you keep spazzing about rates, you will never invest in a property. If you keep spazzing about rates, you will never notice you will never get the ability to write off depreciating assets on your tax returns. You'll never get that ability to do it. Because all you think about is the rate. Oh, the rate's got to be 5. These damn rates ain't going back to 4. I don't care what Trump says to Jerome Powell. I don't care who he fires and brings in. They can bring it in and still try to tick it down. But the reality of it, these rates are not going to go down to what it was pre-COVID again. Post-COVID, right on the edge, again, it's not happening. Not for a long time, at least. Not while we're fighting over there in Iran. Not when we're still dealing with home shortages over here. No. How? The only way it works is if you have an abundance of properties of real estate that you can just you say, oh, we got more real estate. We need to get buyers off the mark off the bench. Let's drop rates. Keep dropping rates. We got more houses than we got buyers. But then you turn around and he put something in place where institutional investors who are responsible for saving the market the last time, responsible for saving the market during 2008, don't bash them too hard because, yeah, I don't like them owning everything. That's true. There needs to be some boundary, but bro, you can argue with me. They saved the market. They saved it when everything was falling apart in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. They saved it. They came in and saw the opportunity and used cheap money to make it happen. Some people were just still trying to figure out, what is this real estate thing? Man, I heard real estate's good. Joker. This is the time you learn, you get your shit in order, you get ready because stuff becomes more cheaper when people got to get out of stuff. And people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You know how many investors have called me? How many people have referred investors to me within the last 30 days? Everybody, oh, we looking for deals. This is our buy box. This is our buy box. They not letting this rate stop them. That's only y'all that's letting this rate stop y'all.
Sucks seeing 6.24 after we were dipping down into the fives. Even so, mortgage applications were up year over year last week and have been for all of 2026 so far. But for the time being, there's going to be a lot of back and forth with the rates right now. So if you're out shopping for homes, you may want to consider locking in your rate and follow me to stay updated.
Hey, y'all, listen. I had to get on to say this. You need to be prepared for anything. I watched the gas prices go up from $2.30 yesterday to $3 today. That's a 70-cent increase in gas. Not only that, the stuff in the grocery stores. I was in the grocery store just Tuesday, and things have gone up a couple of dollars since Tuesday. Listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what may happen. But if you are able to, you need to stock up on some things for your house. Fill up your cars if you can. Because with what's going on in the world, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to be what's going on. So just be prepared to take care of your family. Because you know when COVID came in, nobody was prepared. Okay? But you have a chance to be prepared for whatever that may happen. So do that if you can. I know some people aren't financially able to do a lot of things. Me too. But if you can, stock up on some things for your family. Whether it's for protection or food or whatever the case may be. Just be prepared.
Everyone keeps asking me this week, is the war going to crash the housing?
And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. If you can discipline yourself to buy fractional silver, you're going to see an increase. If you can discipline yourself and say, listen, I'm going to get me a pistol or get me a gun. You just never know. Jokers are doing crazy stuff. At least you have some protection. Go find that little piece of plot in the back of your house and you set up your couple spikes or in the back of your apartment or do it with your community and plant some freaking seeds in the ground and let it grow. So at least you got a couple apples, you got a couple grapes, you got something so you're not running to the store and getting hit heavy with these higher costs because they got to spend the gas in order to get the groceries to you. And then you complain, man, eggs, they double in price. I got friends, they got hens, they got chickens, like they lay eggs and damn, we got barter with them. Prep yourself. Don't just listen, do something. Do something. This is not just about real estate. This is about a mindset because money's made when times are bad. They're not made when times are good, yo. Times are good. Who the hell cares about making it? We already seen people spend it when times are bad. That's when the money's made. Some of the best Fortune 500 blue chip stocks came out during the Depression. Companies that most people don't even know about. They don't. Then you want to scream. No, don't let panic take you. The scripture says what? There's no fear that there's no pressure that God hasn't experienced, but he's giving you a way of escape out of it. Come on, man. I'm going to talk about it because the culture needs it. Y'all don't need a fluff piece. Y'all don't need people telling y'all that everything is hunky-dory. Yeah, generational wealth. Don't call me and talk about this damn generational wealth. Why don't you get some seeds and put them asses in the ground first? Let's talk about common sense. Let's talk about common sense stuff that you do. Because the people you put in the office, they gonna be all right behind their armed guards, their buildings, their supply of whatever they got put to the side. The billionaire's gonna be all right. They got a bunker. They got billionaire bunker. Billionaire bunker. That's a movie on Netflix, but it's also down there in Florida where billionaires are. I'm telling you, boy.
Market. Here's the truth, and it's not what the news is telling you. It's Pam, PS Homes from Atlanta Communities, and I'm selling real estate all over the metro Atlanta area. Just last week, mortgage rates dropped below 6%, and the housing market was just finally starting to heat up. Then strikes happened, and rates spiked up over 6% again in just one weekend. That's all it took. Here's what's happening. Two forces are fighting each other right now. Investors run to U.S. bonds for safety, which usually pushes mortgage rates down. Oil prices spike during war, which pushes inflation up and mortgage rates back up. What you're seeing is not a crash. It's a tug of war. But here's the part that
and this is the weird part. It hasn't traditionally been like that. The rates tend to dip during some of those times, but now it's going up. We're in a real crazy market. You see the run on gold. Gold almost hitting 6. I think it's over 6. These are all hard assets. Get yourself familiar with hard assets. Real estate is a hard asset. It's a hard asset. It is damn well, you get into it, getting out of it to sell it and liquidate it can be hard, and a lot of people stop. They don't talk about it. But I'm gonna be telling you, you want to buy a piece of land, damn, start buying some gold. Put the shit to the side because it will appraise more. It will go up in value in this inflationary market faster than you keeping your $2 inside your freaking bank account. It'll do it. It'll run, baby, It'll run. And then when it runs and it hits a certain amount and you've been stacking in it, going through all these 2-3 years of turmoil, whatever the time is, then you're like, damn, I got enough money. I can go buy me a piece of land somewhere. Then you go buy land. Stop listening to these clowns. Stop. We're in a debt-ridden society. And y'all still don't get it. Everything moves by debt. Everything. If you're not going to play the debt game, play the hard asset game. But if you know how to play the hard asset and the debt game, shit. You cracking, baby. Oh, no. You rocking, baby.
Congratulations. Well done.
Mm-hmm. All right, bye.
actually matters. People still need to move. Babies are born, jobs transfer, divorces happen. Real estate doesn't stop because of headlines. And when uncertainty passes, pent-up demand hits the market fast. Follow me for more real estate.
There's a direct correlation between the war and the price of oil today that's negatively affecting rates pretty significantly. We're seeing oil over $100 a barrel this morning, and that's translating into significantly higher interest rates this morning.
Obviously, the rate environment is worsening. Do you think we should prepare buyers for that conversation earlier in terms of sort of saying, hey, like whatever you're getting quoted today, before you write an offer, you might want to cross-check what the updated rate environment is before you write an offer?
Yes, I'd say the more educated your buyers can be and the more educated you are as their trusted advisor, the better for your client.
Favorite realtors, some of them don't even know how to steady. Yeah. Boy. Bro. Yep. If nobody tell you, then you'll never know. That's a fact. If they keep painting you this picture because they're trying to sell you something, I don't have anything to sell you. I don't. If anything, you listening to me is the best sales. That's it. I don't have anything to sell you. Well, let me take that back. We do have our off-market property list. You can jump onto that off-market property list and get updates every Friday on new properties that hit the market in the Georgia area that we have access to. That way, if you're looking to find a deal, tie that together with our lending partners at Legacy Peak Capital. They'll get you 100% in Georgia if you're here. DSCR loan, well, fix and flip. I think fix and flip and DSCR loan. They do both of them. You reach out to them. Links in the main description to help you navigate the real estate market.
Where are we? Who house?
It's our house, babe. I just bought it.
This house?
Yeah, this house, babe. What's wrong with
This not the house we agreed on. Why would you do that?
This is what I could afford, babe. I bought this because it's what I could afford.
You care about me being happy or you being happy? Because I'm not happy with this. This is not what you was supposed to have bought.
I care about both of us being happy, and you're not making no payments, so at least.
I don't care about that. I'm not gonna want to stay here. I'd rather stay where we at now.
Well, where we at now, where we at right now, we renting. This we own in here. You know, the property value can go up.
No.
You ain't even seen the inside.
I don't want to see the inside. To me, it look no. To be honest.
What's wrong with this house?
It's small. Look at that little window. Like it's small. Like I don't even want to be here. And then you talking about some that you can afford it. Like you can afford better than this.
You don't spend all your money on the house, babe. You got to keep something in the bank.
Okay, and we have enough in the bank to get something better than this. This is not what I expected to how I wanted to live my life. Certain enough for my kids.
You gonna help me pay the bills, babe?
No.
Okay, so then what? Let's go see the house. Let's go at least look in the house.
Come on,
babe.
who car?
This is the agent car. Golly. Not something wrong with his car.
This is a mess. Look at the neighborhood. Nobody don't even rake up the leaves. Come on, open the door.
You tripping, bro. You tripping. Man, come here.
Boy, what is this, a closet? Is this a closet?
All this space and you call it a closet? We got 3 bedrooms in here.
We have a sectional. How are we supposed to fit our sectional in here?
Right here.
Why do y'all look long term on all the shit? Like when you see this, don't look long term. Look a short term. Play the game. You park your money here. You park your park yourself here for a little bit, and your assets park here, dude. Because it's a starter home, it's more valuable. That's why you don't have a lot of people moving from them, because they got to move up to something larger. And I see those things when they hit the market, they go fast because they always come in around that 250, 200 price range in Georgia, in Atlanta, in that area, and then it's gone. 3-bedroom, 1 bath. You can always add another bathroom if the layout's right. Those are the things you gotta be thinking about. Starter home market is dead. If you walk into one and you need a starter home, park yourself there. You're not gonna be there forever. And I'm gonna tell you, when you do it, 2, 3, 4 years will go by. You made it a home. And then next thing you know, when you're ready to sell it, because the market changes, it goes to the cyclical market. This market, it changes. Then you can bump up to your next spot. And you'll have a ton of equity. And you won't have to fight people to buy it too. Especially if you buy in a cool neighborhood. It may not be the biggest, most extravagant house, but who cares? Who cares? You're more concerned what people think about you when they come to your house. You need to be more concerned about what your money thinks about you when it pays on your house. Okay, let's say I'm going to work for somebody that is stupid or somebody that's smart, like somebody that knows what they're doing or somebody that just wants to impress people. Y'all got to stop impressing people. That's why I say this is what culture meets real estate. We got to talk about you impressing these people out here that don't really care too much about you. And I know part of this is 50-50. I know, but they don't care. They don't care. Get yourself a place. They don't care. Stop thinking about like you're not going. This is not your forever house. There's no such thing as a forever house. I'm hoping I can sell mine and get a bigger one, or at least one with more space. I got a lot of space. I just want to be able to drive the Ford-Wheeler and not have to, Anyway, let's go.
This is crazy. And you done got Wi-Fi.
Take your shoes off, babe. I just got done cleaning.
Like now you being disrespectful. Like I'm not really feeling this.
Why?
Look at the master. Come on.
Why? What's wrong with the? Come on, the basket back here, babe. What's wrong with
This is
this?
a hot mess.
What's wrong with
The wall is done. Like, you're going to have to do a whole lot of renovating. I don't want these little country apartment doors in here. This the master?
This the master bedroom, babe.
You signed documents already for this?
Yeah, this is our house. I already paid the down payment and everything.
Can we get a refund?
Why we didn't get a?
We can't get a refund at all.
No, that's not how it works. Once you sign the documents, baby,
We
once you
need
do
some
the
type of refund because we're not staying here. You're not staying here. The kids not staying here. Nobody's staying here. It's just gonna be a ghost house. Exactly what it is.
The mortgage for my starter home is $2,000. To somebody else, that's a lot of money, right? Because to other people, their starter homes, their mortgage was $1,200. If someone else's starter home is I don't know, $4,000 or $6,000, that's their starter home, right? We all are gonna start at different points. I can understand what you're saying. Your starter home, my starter home, their starter home, we start homes. It's all gonna be different. Come on now.
It took me years, but I finally found my first home, one that I could afford. Come with me. I worked for nonprofits for years and years, and that was foolish of me. Because this is my house. What's really exciting too is we have 2-car garage. 3 car? 1 car. Cars? No cars. I think the best part about this new house is all the natural light it's going to get. Through the roof, through the windows, through the hole that is the mouth of the house, which should have a door, but it does not. This is the year I finally pay off my undergrad loan. I just turned 40. Once I have money in my pockets, this is just gonna look incredible. There's gonna be a bed in there. This is exciting. Look at these stones. You can do everything with stones. Anything with stones. That is gonna be my furniture. These stones. Well, it's been a great time having you look at this. I guess I better get inside and cook a meal. Y'all take care. Here's glass.
There are no starter homes. 150 to 200,000 is not a starter home. Agreed. That is it. That is the statement right there. That's all that there is on the market. 70K is a starter home, and newsflash, those don't exist anymore. It's not going to matter if you stop eating avocado toast. I know that most of us already agree that that's just a joke at this point, but the reality is there are people who just believe that if we give up every single luxury in our lives, we will be able to attain whatever it is that we want monetarily, when that's not the case. Not only has the goalpost been moved so far back, the second that we're able to claw our way towards it, whoever they are, move it even further.
So that is, I included this because that is a mentality that I noticed that a lot of Gen Zers have. I know Gen Zers have. Some millennials have that same mentality also. But the goalpost has been moved. How are we ever going to reach it? Blah, blah, blah. I keep telling people, I don't never take any credit for anything I've done in my life, even when it came to getting into real estate. God told me to get into real estate. He said, go get into real estate. So what advice would I actually tell you when somebody tells me this? I say it would be go ask God what he wants you to do. Go have some relationship with a higher power, higher than you and higher than your ability to do it, because we're going into those seasons where if you think that is going to be done through your own effort, then you will always be bitching, moaning, crying, saying that somebody did something to you and clawing at them and saying, you always will be in that place of that victim mentality. You will. And I had to throw this in here because this is the mindset that I see a lot of people in. Oh, it'll never happen. How am I going to? Matter of fact, I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. Y'all lying. You're lying. You don't want to pay. You don't want to pay the rent guy. You don't want him to get that note when it's due on between the 1st and the 3rd, and then taxes, late fees accrue the 4th and the 5th, and then after the 5th, oh snap, they might evict you. What you don't understand is that renter, when you own your own shit, you could be late. I'm not saying do that, but you do. You ain't got to be ready or threatened with being evicted by the 15th. Now, I'm not saying practice that. What I'm saying, the flex ownership has its perks. Just like American Express. Ownership has its perks. There's perks for it. It's a balanced thing. There are bad things, there are some challenging things, and there's some perk things. And you got to say, okay, well, the challenging things, are they worth me turning my back on the perks that I get from owning a piece of property? I ain't trying to develop buyers out here. I'm just trying to give you a clear perspective so you can stop bitching and complaining. It is hard. It's hard for everybody. It is. You're not alone. Come on.
Inventory has been tight in the housing market and it's pushing up prices, but the busy spring season could see a shift. Home sellers are relisting their properties at the fastest pace in a decade. A new analysis from Redfin found nearly 45,000 homes that were previously pulled off the market were relisted in January. So instead of cutting prices, sellers had decided not to sell. Are they now having second thoughts? Or, Jonathan, are they just coming back and saying, all right, spring is in the air, let's give it a shot?
I mean, the old saying is you sell when you can and not when you have to. So maybe they didn't like the prices they were getting previously, but now some of those sellers might be realizing, look, the market itself is repricing. You have more inventory on the market this year. This is just a fact. About 7% more inventory in terms of single-family homes year over year. The fact is, government, unfortunately, is still at the center of this. I mean, between Fannie and Freddie, government guarantees more than half of all mortgages. But look, we want to see real estate prices repriced. That basically millennials and younger have been completely shut out for years. So we want more supply, lower interest rates, more homes on the market, and that's what we're.
Okay, let's run this back real quick. I'm gonna stop it right here in the middle. Yeah, I'm doing it. Boom, boom, because I just noticed something I want to talk. D.R. Horton, Lanier, NVR Inc. These are some of the largest property landowners in the freaking country. They're Pulte Homes, some of the largest ones in the freaking country. Look at their stocks. Look at their price. Look at that. Look at it. If you invested, they're down. You think they're going to stay down? They need to bring houses to all of you people. Everybody listening to my voice right now. Every single human being that needs a roof over their head. They got to bring it. Some will. They got to bring it for them. Build it for them. Build it and then bring it to them. Some will. Some won't. Buy from them. So what next? But I can damn well invest in them and still get in real estate. Stop thinking this one box mind. Stop. Do this. If the prices go high and you can't afford to buy it, or you're like, man, Leon, I don't want to do no wholesaling. They may turn around. I may lose my shirt. I don't care. Let me tell you something. You ain't going to lose your shirt wholesale unless you do something real stupid. But at the end of the day, you can still park that money in the business of real estate because, damn, we already see shit is appreciating. And as long as the government is holding 50% of these, being responsible for 50% of these loans, you might need to invest in some of those companies. You might need to. That's what I'm saying. We got to think different. In this time right now where things are not fitting into the same box or the same movements that they were before, you got to think different. If you still want to invest. You don't even got to buy the house to invest. Invest in the components that make up and build the house. Invest in other assets that complement the home or real estate. Invest in that. Leon, I ain't got no money to invest. Then become a freaking wholesaler. Find some deals and flip them to people that want to buy it. Because somebody has money. You just don't know them yet. But they will come out when you bring them the deal. I don't know how simpler to make it. I just gave you an answer. I just restructured and gave you the secret sauce. You're working 40 hours a day and you can freaking have a different side hustle finding real estate deals. You know what? I'm hitting that hour and a half time. I'm hitting that hour and 5 minute time frame. I already said I wasn't going to pass an hour. I'm going to keep some of these other stories for tomorrow because if you're watching this live stream in replay, it might be too much for you all at one time. I probably said too much for you, and I don't know. Tell me, you leave a comment and tell me if I went overboard and I just gave you too much info. Because your favorite guy that you go to those channels and you're listening to all of them and they blah, 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 blah. And then you got to buy this. Everybody can do this. You're like, I can't save money. How do I save money to get it? People liquidate their stock portfolios, their hard assets first time I saw a dude walk up with like a chunk of silver and I was at one of my favorite places I like to go to. We would put it like that. And they deal with hard assets. And I'm like, wow. Dang. A block of silver? He got it when it was a fraction of the cost. These assets will continue to go up. If you don't build them, buy the hard ones, hold on to them, rock. Don't let this story and this narrative of real estate make your mind go crazy. Don't do that. I'm about to hop off. I gotta go find some deals for somebody. They want deals. I got a list full of deals. I gotta go look, see which one fit for them. This is Leon, the Real Estate Lunchbox, where real estate meets culture. Like, subscribe, follow for more content. I'll see you in the next video. Be blessed. Know that God loves you. You're a winner. You're made in his image, in his likeness. Forget about what these other losers got to say. Peace.